There are celebrity love stories. And then there are Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, a pair so charming, so chaotic, and so wonderfully entertaining that even after decades together, people still wonder how two humans can be so in sync and yet so hilariously opposite. Their story starts long before their morning show marriage routine became part of millions of people's daily lives. Long before the banter, the storytelling, and the playful bickering over everything from thermostat settings to grocery store etiquette. Before all of that, they were simply two young actors on a daytime drama set with no idea that destiny was quietly pulling the strings. Kelly had already made a name for herself. She was quick-witted, fast-talking, and full of big-hearted energy that made everyone around her feel like they'd known her forever. From her early days on All My Children, she carried that spark that drew viewers in and reminded them of someone who could brighten even the longest afternoon. Then came Mark, stepping onto the set with a mix of confidence, charm, and a kind of intensity that made him look like he'd walked straight out of a romantic novel. When he auditioned for the role of Mateo, he didn't realize he was about to step into the greatest chapter of his actual life. The moment the two met, there was something there. Something even they didn't fully understand at the time. Call it chemistry, call it fate, call it a producer's best casting decision ever. Whatever it was, it worked. The fictional romance they played on screen only grew deeper once the cameras cut off. And soon enough, they found themselves building a real, extraordinary partnership. By 1996, they were married. Quietly, romantically, and in a way that suited them perfectly. No flashy headlines, no chaos, just two people choosing each other because it felt right. Years later, when Kelly made the leap to daytime talk, people saw another side of her. Sharp, playful, fearless, and endlessly charismatic. She could make a simple trip to the store sound like a story you told your family at dinner, and she could hold her own beside legends. Daytime viewers embraced her instantly, as if she'd always been meant to sit in that host chair. What nobody knew then was that the person who would eventually sit beside her didn't have to be searched for. He was already in her life, already sharing her mornings at home, already offering her the same witty back and forth viewers adored. The world just hadn't seen that version of Mark yet. But before that chapter unfolded, their lives took them through unforgettable moments. Kelly navigating co-hosts, transitions, shifting formats, and the natural evolution of her daytime career. Mark building his own path through acting, embracing roles that highlighted his talent, and slowly revealing more and more of the warm, steady personality that fans would later fall in love with on their morning screens. Their journey wasn't just about careers. It was about family, raising 3 children who grew up in the spotlight, but somehow maintained their individuality. Michael, their oldest, now carving out his space in entertainment with talent and drive that echoes both parents. Lola, musically gifted and determined to do things her own way, even as her mother hilariously teased her on social media. And Joaquin, the youngest, fiercely independent and equally adored by fans who watched him grow up through stories shared on air. Through the years, Kelly and Mark became the kind of couple people root for, because they felt real. They teased each other, they disagreed, they backed each other up, they balanced chaos with tenderness and humor with honesty, and even in the moments when life felt heavy, they somehow managed to find the light. Their fans knew this. Whenever the two were together, something magical happened. So when Mark stepped in more frequently as a guest co-host, the reaction was immediate. Viewers loved the effortless rhythm between them. It wasn't just conversation, it was connection. It was two partners speaking the language only longtime couples understand, filled with inside jokes, half-finished sentences, and the kind of expressive looks that say everything without a single word spoken. In 2023, when Mark officially became co-host, the show transformed again. What had always been a talk show suddenly felt like a warm kitchen table, where two spouses chatted about life, love, parenting mishaps, and the strange little interactions everyone experiences. They opened the door to everyday stories, unpolished and genuine. One moment that left fans laughing involved their trip to Canada. Kelly mentioned how store greeters had adopted a new phrase, "welcome in," and how it confused her. Mark, always ready with a twist of humor, chimed in with his own experience of a too curious store clerk who asked him what he planned to do with the rest of his day. Mark responded with his classic dry wit, saying something so unexpected and mischievous that it instantly became a fan favorite moment. This was the rhythm viewers loved, Kelly's animated storytelling paired with Mark's understated, elegant humor. And whenever the conversation shifted toward their personal quirks, the internet rejoiced. One recurring theme? Kelly's fascination with true crime trials. She could watch them endlessly, analyzing every detail with the passion of a professional legal commentator. Mark often joked that she missed her calling, that she would have made an excellent attorney. Kelly agreed, at least halfway. She admitted she'd once thought about pursuing law, but laughed at the idea of suddenly becoming the world's oldest law student. Fans loved these moments because they weren't scripted. They simply revealed the playful, loving dynamic the two share. But perhaps the most heartwarming part of their journey is how deeply they celebrate each other's growth. Whether it was Mark stepping into a new career chapter or Kelly navigating changes in her show, they always championed one another. Their admiration is quiet but unmistakable, woven through all the humor. Even their debates, those silly, joyful arguments about household habits, felt like a reminder that even famous couples deal with the same things everyone else goes. The thermostat battles, the bed covers, the snacks someone swears they didn't eat. It was relatable, disarming, and entirely authentic. And as viewers continued watching, something became clear. This wasn't just a show. It was a partnership, a love story, a comedic duet that played out naturally in front of millions. A long-running reminder that lasting romance isn't built on perfection. It's built on laughter, teamwork, and the courage to show up every day with honesty. As the years go on, Kelly and Mark continue writing their story, one filled with new adventures, new challenges, new shared moments, and plenty of new tales for their audience. Their marriage remains one of those rare Hollywood romances that stands strong not because it's flawless, but because it's real. And that's why people love them. Two people who met as young actors on a set, two people who built a life through passion, patience, joy, and grit, two people who laugh together, grow together, raise a family together, and now host a show together. Their journey proves that the best love stories never truly end. They just keep evolving. And for anyone listening, the invitation is simple. If you enjoy stories about real love, real humor, and real life, stick around, because with Kelly and Mark, the next chapter is always guaranteed to bring a smile.